According to the Gallup Strength Finder assessment, my number one strength is connectedness. It's very easy for me to form relationships within an organization. My second strength, according to the Gallup Strength Finder assessment, is relator. That also allows me to easily form relationships, but it also gives me a sense of how valuable the team is over, say, the parts of the team. Now, why is this important? If I'm going into an interview, one of the first things that I'm going to do is I'm going to review the job description thoroughly, and I'm going to see how my strengths can complement what it is that the company is looking for. So when that hiring manager asks me that question, so Bill, can you tell me a little bit about what you think your greatest strengths are? I'm going to be able to answer that question, and I'm going to be able to tie it directly to that job description. I'm going to use a star or a source story as well. And if you're unfamiliar with these, I put a link to it in the upper right-hand corner. But essentially, a star is the situation, the task, or your responsibility, the action you took, and the result. And then a SOAR is your situation, your obstacle, your action, and your result. So I'm going to think about what it is in the past that I used my strength for, and I'm going to tie that to a story. So when that hiring manager asks me that question, so tell me a little bit about your strengths, I'm going to sit there and say, well, I have the ability to form relationships, to break down silos. Let me give you an example of what happened in my last company. You see how that works? So my name is Bill Benoist. I'm a certified professional career coach here in Silicon Valley. And the strengths question, it's a common interview question, and I want you to be prepared for that. Now, I use the Gallup Strength Finder assessment. I love that. In fact, it was a time where anytime I had a client, a one-on-one client, before they even worked with me on day one, I would order and send them the Strength Finder's book so they could go ahead and take the assessment. And if you're unfamiliar with this, the Strength Finders assessment, it's 34 assessments, but it's only going to list the top 5. And then the book itself is 34 chapters going over each one of the assessments and how it can be used, in your day-to-day activities. It's a great way to validate your strengths out there. So I can sit there and say, according to the Gallup Strength Finder, my number one strength is connectedness. And I think that's spot on. Let me give you an example of what happened at my last company. Now, besides the Strength Finder's assessment, I've also talked about another assessment completely free, and that is VIA Survey of Character Strengths. Now, that one will list, I think it's 28 strengths, and I'll go ahead and I'll leave a link to that in the notes section below. But that's based more on positive psychology. But what you'll do is you'll go there, you'll see it completely free. You go ahead and take the assessment, and you'll get all 28 of your strengths listed in order of what the top strength is all the way down to the bottom. And what the VIA Survey of Character Strengths tells us is that we all have all of these strengths, but it's what we use the most that's going to be listed at this top. Now, I think it's also important that you understand strengths are not skills. So strengths is something that is inherent. It was something that was developed very early in life, whereas skills is something that you've learned, you've gone to school for, or you've taken classes on, and you've gotten very good at it. Now, a strength actually could become a skill. I mean, if you have leadership traits within you, you can develop those into a skill, absolutely. But for the most part, when we're talking about strengths, we're talking about the innate strengths, the ones that essentially you grew up with. So anyway, this is a quick video today. I hope it was something that was informative and useful. If you haven't already done so, make sure that you subscribe to this channel. Hit that bell notification, as I do upload new career tips and strategies every Tuesday, and I'd hate for you to miss anything. Thanks for stopping by, and I will look forward to seeing you next week. Take care.